Welcome back, Relay Nation. This is the 4th week of February. Let's make it a good one. We're your hosts, Michelle
and Caleb.
Now, on the weekly announcements.
Juniors and seniors who are interested in testing for the seal of biliteracy are invited to attend an informational meeting in the French classroom of 1178 on Thursday, March 5th during B-Lunch. If you are unable to attend, please contact one of the world language teachers. Attention all seniors. If you are planning to be released from fourth quarter seminar, there's a form up in the office that is due by March 1st. When filling out the form, please take note of all eligibility requirements, and just know if you are involved in any CASA activities, you are not eligible. Now, on to sports.
On Tuesday, bowling has their regional tournament at Topeka Gage Bowl. Girls and boys basketball at home against Salina Central with games starting at 6 p.m. On Friday, girls and boys wrestling will compete at the 5A State Wrestling Tournament. Good luck to all the athletes competing this week. Now, on to a video produced by Caleb Jacobs where he sat with the superintendent and talked about the thought process behind canceling school on snow days.
Oh, hey there. What am I doing? I'm enjoying the beautiful weather that we've been having for the past week or so. But if you are just like me and love winter, you know that it looks like this outside a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's pretty bad. There was a really bad cold front that came through a couple weeks ago, and with that cold front came a huge snowstorm, one of the biggest snowstorms we've seen here in Newton in a while. And with that snowstorm, school was also canceled on a Monday that week. So a lot of students, I've noticed, don't understand how school actually gets canceled and what goes into canceling school. And a lot of students think it's just a random decision that's made by the higher-ups here at Newton. So I had a little sit-down interview with Mr. Van Rankin to kind of answer some questions on how deciding school will be canceled actually happens. Here it is.
First question I have for you is, what all has to be taken into account when deciding if a snow day is going to be used or not?
Really, first and foremost, it's the safety of the students, like in terms of whether or not we actually do cancel. But we look at the weather forecast. We actually have many times we'll have webinars with the National Weather Service, and they're accessible to us all the time. Yeah, it's always one of those things. Like I try to make the decision as early as I possibly can. Obviously, we pay attention to forecast days in advance, and if I can make the call the night before, I will. I get up in the morning early anyway, but I'll get up in the morning at 4 o'clock and I'll drive roads. I'll be talking to my maintenance department. I'll be talking to my transportation department. Give me a status report. What do you see?
What's the kind of like process when it comes to making the final decision of, okay, we're definitely canceling school? Like, how do you go about that?
I call my communications director, I call my board clerk. They have a list of duties that they need to attend to as it relates to that. My board clerk, for the most part, she goes through a list of the different, like KWCH, the media outlets that we want to make sure that we're notifying. It's just a checklist of things that we go through.
Is there any other little small details or steps that students maybe don't understand when it comes to, these decisions on canceling school that you think that they should know?
I will never arbitrarily cancel school.
Okay, well, if that's all you have, thank you for coming out and kind of answering some questions that me and plenty of others probably have.
Black History Spirit Week is a time for reflection, education, and recognition. During Black History Month, we acknowledge the lasting contributions and sacrifices of people whose impact continues to shape our society. This week provides an opportunity for our community to honor that history, deepen our understanding, and recognize its ongoing significance.
So the reason we chose these themes was because we felt it represented Black culture, and we just felt like it helped represent the Black people in our school. My favorite thing was basketball jerseys, because I feel like over the years it has been a Black dominated sport and it has represented Black people positively. I do really like it. I feel like it helps, since there is so few Black people in the high school, we really do feel represented. History that should be represented more, I think, is Malcolm X, because we talk about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and how they're peaceful, but we don't get to see the ugly side of it and how Malcolm X did through any means necessary. The importance, it's since we went through so many years of oppression through slavery and the Jim Crow and all the stuff like that, the importance is significant. Us and the country matter, and it just makes us feel welcome.
Well, that's all for this week, Railers. We'll see you next week.